Hello and welcome to another episode of No Load Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good? No load time. What a great show we're going to be having today. Tons of great news topics to talk through. It's a little bit of some breaking news I just saw even myself here that we'll talk about here in just a
Oh,
second. We got stuff. It's going to be great, man. How you doing?
it was going great up until Splitstream decided that it was not going to stream and charge me at the same time. It's like
No, Vader, no.
I'm gonna charge you, and not let you stream. So here we are. So tomorrow, customer service is going to hear from me, and unfortunately, that's it. So yeah, it's a great time if you're on Facebook Live. YouTube
Yeah,
will get to you guys. So I'll upload it. Don't worry.
our apologies. I know we post on social media telling people we're going to be recording live tonight. We are recording live, but not on YouTube, but it will be getting there. It's okay.
Right.
But not that this isn't our fault, guys.
No.
We this is out of our hands.
If it doesn't get there to YouTube tonight, it'll get there tomorrow morning. No worries.
Absolutely. Very quickly, very
Yeah.
quickly.
Right.
Yeah,
Joel,
man.
how are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. You and I were talking about how, fighting through fatigue, but doing just fine nonetheless. I do have a fun bit of news around Comic-Con. So, as some of you may know, if you follow along, you know that I've mentioned before, Comic-Con is like, it's like win the lottery. It's like a shoe drop from Nike. It's very much an event type thing to get tickets. And returning registration is your first chance if you already have a ticket. They give a certain batch for there, and it's a randomized queue you get in, and then you have then open registration is then where everybody has a chance to get tickets if you've never gone before, and again randomized process there too. You get into a queue it. They use the exact same software that was used for PlayStation 5. And you remember when the PlayStation Direct was launching, you had that queue it and you get randomized in the queue.
Right.
It's the exact same thing that Comic-Con uses.
Interesting. Okay.
The only difference is you have like a walking man that you get that like shows you where you are in line instead of just having a timestamp.
Got it.
But the thing is, it would jump like you would jump forward and then you would jump backwards. Like it was super
Bro.
jiggity jaggedy. It was stressing me out, dude.
Yeah, I remember waiting in line for the PS5, and then it'll go back and then forward, and then you go in and there's nothing, and
There's
then it's like,
nothing.
what
Yep.
the heck's
And you
happening
get
to
that
me?
sound do, when you're finally like do the thing and nothing's there, whatever, right? So it's the
Man.
exact same technology they use for Comic-Con. And very fortunate enough to say like within the first half an hour, I was like, oh, this is not looking good. It told me I had like over an hour wait. I'm like, usually within an hour, everything's gone, but was able to get Thursday through Sunday. So the only day I didn't get tickets for is preview night on the Wednesday, which is the same thing that happened the year prior. This 2023 when I went to
Right.
Comic-Con. I only went Thursday through Sunday, which this is the fact that I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to have gone for literally 4 days straight and gone. This is gonna be my fifth Comic-Con, and I've been able to get tickets each time. Like for many people, like you look online, like that doesn't happen.
Dude, you've gotten
So
so lucky with that. Yeah.
I'm telling you, like
Play the lottery, dude.
it is. That's what we were saying. Like, what's your numbers? Because it's crazy. Like that just doesn't usually happen. So I'm really blessed. Now here's the thing. Thanks to everybody who's supporting us on here on the show. Many of you may know I've was able to. Last year was a big year for us. We started to blow up really good this year,
Yeah.
and I've got here press badge from Miami SuperCon, and got this other one back here from the first people to ever give us press passes, Tampa. Thank you to the people in Tampa for recognizing us first. But look, this year I'm trying to get MegaCon, and I'd love to go as a press member as well to San Diego to cover it
Right.
on behalf of you, the people. So continue to support us, continue to like these videos, comment, get these interactions, share with your friends and family, replay them, all that good stuff. Because in a great scenario, I will still be putting in the application to just open up this week for press passes and Comic-Con. If you're listening, would love to come and promote and cover the event on behalf of the podcast. No load time like we've done for these other conventions. But yeah, no matter what, I'll be there in 2024 when most likely, now that the strikes are over, and we'll talk about this in a bit, James Gunn will be revealing some more plans around Superman, and Marvel may be bringing some shakeups as well
Right.
as that could be coming through. So this could be 2024 could be a
I
huge Comic
dude,
Con, like 2019 Comic Con, dude.
based on the Marvel stuff that we talked about last week,
Yeah.
what has come out this week about Kevin Feige and Star Wars and more stuff, right? And you know, we'll talk about it later, but the
Yep.
Marvels now and some of the internal shifts that are happening at Disney that I'm I think is gonna be like whatever they showed you last time. Not a lot of that stuff got either shifted
Yeah.
or is going to be refocused or not gonna
Absolutely.
happen. Yeah, yeah. So it's it's very it is a very interesting time, right? Because as soon as it was funny that as soon as the writer's strike got done, they went ahead and announced that Daredevil was gonna get redone, like the whole thing,
Literally.
right?
That
Um,
was
and we
savage,
we
bro.
don't
Like,
have it.
writers are on a strike. Now we're laying them all off.
Right,
That
right.
was intense.
Yeah, man, crazy. And I guess we can we can probably use it as a springboard to talk to you about Loki. But the trailer for Echo came out, and I
I
think
know.
I think it
Yeah.
looks very good.
Same.
Yeah, I was like, well, what's this thing? And I'm like,
Yep.
whoa,
Yo.
take it easy, guys. Yeah, I was like, wow, this look good. No, it looked good.
I'm in the
So
same boat as you on that.
so legit, I was like, I went in expecting nothing and was pleasantly surprised. So so
Yeah,
yeah, there
I
we
was
are.
blown away by
Right.
it. Like like transparently, I was in the same boat as you. Of like, I liked the Hawkeye series. I know not many people did. I actually did find
Yeah,
it quite
I
charming.
did.
But
I
I
did
think
too.
some of it
Yeah.
had to do with the Christmas stuff because I just love Christmas as a
Right.
whole. And then on top of that, the Daredevil tie-in, right, with the Kingpin. Like, spoilers, guys. Like, I loved like that whole thing. Um, but like, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the biggest Echo fan. Like, I read her comics, right? Like that. I'm not. I'm not gonna come
That's
up here and lie to you
that's
like that.
like an F tier character, honestly.
Super low. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
This is the bottom of the marble
yeah.
barrel. I'm not saying that the
Bro,
character's not good, but she's
Bo-
just call it like it is, bro.
bottom of the barrel.
No
That
one
was,
knew who Echo was before this. Let's call it
wow,
like it is, brother.
wow,
You
man.
you are such a sweaty if you were walking
That's
around saying, I can't wait for
that's
that
like
Echo show to
that's
come
like
out.
going back and like talking about like Moon Dragon, and
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
bro. That's like deep cut. Like you
Dude,
gotta
it's
be
that's real
like
sweaty.
you gotta be yeah. It's like for me, I know because I was there. I've been fighting this fight since I was 6 years old, so I know, right? But
Give me your Granny Goodness movie from DC. I mean, like this is like deep cut, bro.
right. Yeah, I was there. Yeah. I was more of a Marvel kid too, growing up. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I was surprised. It was good. It looked very good, and it looks like the action is great. They did announce that it's going to be TVMA, and they're going to
It didn't look like a Disney show at
right.
all.
No, it looked like one of the Netflix shows.
It did.
Yeah. And I think that's what's going to happen to Daredevil. They're just going to refocus it, and it's like,
I think
yeah, we
so.
kind of sort of need to
Yeah.
bring Karen and Foggy back and do it proper, right? And I'm
Yep.
hoping that's the case. So, but yeah, right. And yeah, I mean, we can I guess transition into Loki
Sure.
because the last episode was very trippy, but it was also very
Yeah.
good. Um,
Yeah.
again, it's been I know that a lot of I think expectations have been shattered with this show. Overall, like I'm not saying in a no pun intended. I'm not, Last Jedi, shattered expectations, but I think a lot of people were expecting this show to go in a different direction, and it's going in a different direction, but it's it's different and it's interesting, at least to me, right? And I'm enjoying it. Um, had a great time. I think it was really cool to see what like the main crew was when they were living their regular lives before they got yanked into the TVA, and we actually got to see that, and it was um, it was great. It was endearing, and it was cool. So, dude, it's like the biggest thing is like the Casey, who's like the nicest guy in the TVA,
I
who
know.
was a freaking fugitive, escape from Alcatraz, and I was like, it's crazy. Like, which the character is actually based on a real
Real.
person that escaped from Alcatraz, right?
And then never was seen again.
Right, right, right. So,
Show up to TV
again,
and took
and
him.
it's the same thing with like with Cooper in the first episode, with where
Yes.
Loki was like, oh, the dude jumped off the plane, and we never saw him again. So, I think that what this show's smart. Like this show is super nerdy, and it's more of a thinking man's show than the other like action packed stuff. It's more methodical, and I like it. Dude, I'm a huge nerd. I like that stuff. So, um, yeah, we got to see where Mobius's love for jet skis come from. So that was cool. And
Yeah.
no, it man, again, I enjoyed it. Will Loki spoiler alert? Will Loki get stuck with his time travel powers now permanently, or is that a side effect of the TVA? Because that could change everything, right? Honestly,
Yeah, I think for me, I still think it's very good. I've said this to you before, like it's consistent. The show has not had a bad episode, has not missed a beat. And I think that's what Marvel needs, right? Uh I think it's a great I think it's a great TV show. I think it's a good superhero show.
right.
And like that doesn't mean that I don't like it or don't enjoy it or don't think it's good. Like I'm just saying it kind of is like how like Andor
The Dark
is
Knight
like a really
Rises.
good show. You're right.
Yeah,
Dark Knight Rises is
it's
like
a
a really good
it's a
show.
great cop drama, and
Right.
it's a good Batman movie or
It's a
superhero
great,
movie.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Right.
right,
Like it does its job as a superhero, but it's not right
right,
deep into that stuff. And that's kind of how I feel with this one with Loki, right? Like you could not be into the superhero genre and just enjoy that it's quality television. And I think that's good. Like Marvel needs that. And that's because of also the great talent that they have involved in the show all around. Like you have just really good actors and using them.
right,
Because like Secret Invasion had some really talented people involved in that show and didn't use them to give you this super deep have that should have been methodical. That should have been
right,
very like
right.
that should have been more like this, right? Because it's an invasion and
Agree.
who's not and what this, whatever, right? Loki, there's not much action. I would like to see more action. We haven't gotten that. I want to see my socks blown off. I haven't had that happen either, but it's consistent. Uh, like if you would have asked me at the beginning what this season 2 was going to be about, I never would have predicted that the whole show was going to be about getting a loom to fix the
Trying to
branches.
fix the mansion. Yeah,
That's not what I think when I think of Loki as a character. It's not what I think of. It's good, but again, it's not what I would have imagined at all for it. And
yeah,
so I'm just had to like adjust expectations through it and transparently, because like I think the episode before where you saw the episode with Brad originally where you saw like Loki was like, I'm a bad you forget I'm the bad guy, like in all this.
mm-hmm.
I want a little more of that, and then it kind of leaned back into the OB stuff, which I don't love. Like I like the actor, I love the performance. I think there's nothing wrong there. I just don't feel as connected to it as maybe I would um with some of the other things they've done. Now, I fully expect right now the premiere of the final episode is out right now. I fully expect my socks to be blown off, and I feel like they were holding the stops for the final episode, and clearly last season they did that right. Where like I was
Yeah,
like, oh, it's really good, and I was like, but they're not gonna do this thing, and I was like, oh snap, they really went for it. Like they did not hold any punches in the finale last year,
yeah,
so or the last season. So I hope that that's the case here.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, again, I'm enjoying it. It's good. And yeah, like you said, it's a great like science fiction show.
very. Yeah, it's
It's
great.
it's
Yes.
a it's a it's a it's a I don't want to say middle of the road, but it's an enjoyable superhero show. Yeah,
Correct.
right. And I agree. I agree. I agree with that sentiment because like to me, just the nerd talk about how them having to fix this thing and time travel. as much as I don't like Doctor Who, is very Doctor Who.
Oh, he literally is. Yes,
Right,
people have been saying that. Yeah.
right. So, but I mean that. All right, let me thread carefully here, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So, like I think that Doctor Who, because of
You love
how.
Doctor
No, no,
Who.
no, no, no. I don't. I
We
don't.
talked about this
We
before.
talked about it. We talked about it before. The thing with Doctor Who is that I just don't empathize with anything that's going on, and this is different, right? So this is a Doctor Who show that you actually care about what's going on.
Oh,
So you know, it's yeah.
jeez. That
I
was you being nice,
that
bro.
was
You just
me
came
being.
for Doctor
I'm
Who.
not
That was him being
saying that your
generous.
show is trash. I'm just saying that you know there are shows that do it better. I
Ooh,
mean,
snap.
right, and
I agree with you. I'm
yeah,
messing, but I agree with
no,
you.
no, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, no, if you enjoy Doctor Who, yeah, just go, you do you. It's fine. I don't. We're we're not here
No, no, yeah.
to to dunk on on your show preference. If you like Star Trek, that's up to you too, right? That's you know, it's may the force be with you, Gandalf.
That was, you added the Gandalf at the end. Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh,
you
I
do
guess
that,
I
Brigida.
could
You enjoy your
I
show.
can hear it's like the disturbance in the force as if millions of fanboys are suddenly cry out in terror and were suddenly silenced. So
Oh my gosh, bro. You
um
be cast fandoms are very welcoming, but that's something you'll get cast out for.
right, hey, it's fine. I'm good.
Oh boy. That was
I
good.
got my five or six things that I really love, and I'm good with that. I don't have to like
Absolutely.
everything, right? And
No,
that's
you're
the beauty
good.
of it, right? You don't have to like everything, right? If you don't, it's if you don't like the direction that Marvel's going, you know, with this show and other projects, right? Then you can be critical about it. And that's totally fine, right?
Correct.
It's like you don't have to like everything, right? As long as you have your things that you know like your five or six things, like I said, is like a lot of people complain about, again, going back to Masters of the Universe Revelations, because
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe was never good. That show back in the 80s was trash. That was a 25-minute commercial to sell toys. It was the reboot. The Cartoon Network reboot was good, right?
Right.
And then I think this, as a continuation of a show that was trash, was very good. So you know, I can't wait for the next season next year. So
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
understand.
Joel, speaking of trash, how's the Marvels doing?
Ooh, well, it rose last I saw to 61, was it? So it technically got fresh. Let me see if this is true. Let
Oh,
me fact check
really?
this right now. It
Huh?
did actually. So yesterday was a tough day for it, right?
Right.
Because at its launch, we were looking at
I saw it as low as
53
48 or something, and then it
or
went up to
something
51.
crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
But let's here we are. It's loading right now. Survey says
Oh, drum roll.
59.
59.
Audience score is 83.
Okay.
83% just came out, right? Beware of the spoilers, folks. Apparently, there's like legit spoilers going
Right.
all over the internet.
Yep.
I changed my showtime, Obed. I had it originally for Saturday. As you know, I have some work to do on Saturday. So I moved it to Friday night. So late tomorrow night, I'm going to be going to check it out. I would have usually something like this, I would have seen like on a Thursday night. Was not as moved to have run out to see it opening night. I was being cautiously optimistic. But look, the reviews
Yeah.
on this have been so divisive, which is not
Right.
good, right? We want to see a very clear cut. This is quality. This is good. This is loved.
So
And it's
what
not
I
been the case. There's people who love it. There's people who hate it.
right. What I've seen from reviewers that I trust is that it's just not good. It has moments. It's just not good. The only constant that seems to be running through is that Kamala Khan is the best thing in the movie, and that the actress does that she does a great job. And because she keeps it real, keeps it genuine. Um, but when it comes to the actual movie itself, like it has no plot, it falls apart, it tries to be funny. The good thing is that it's short, right? It's like this.
Yeah,
It's
it's on the
less than two
shortest one.
hours,
Yep.
so it's yeah, very divisive. Again, people that I trust their judgment are saying that it's just not a good movie. And they're there for the continuity at this point, right?
Right.
However long that continuity may last, right? Because we don't know. Like something tells me that next year there's gonna be a wrench thrown into the continuity stuff. So yeah, man. But I don't know if you've seen a few more reviews that other than the one I sent you, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I've watched a few of them. And like there's only one person that I've actually seen give a positive review, and even their positive review wasn't that it was amazing. And that's again not so it leans to me like it's leaning more on the side of, hey, this is just doesn't come together that well. And a lot of it has to do with like inconsistent CGI, the
Yeah.
relationship between Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau,
Right.
like is not as strong as you'd like it to be. And then the villain is completely forgettable.
It's a
CG,
nothing villain.
is it
Yeah.
or nothing, another bit like there's a few things that people have already been saying that's like just kind of made it weaker just as a whole, but nothing so far that has been like this is an offensive movie. I saw one person review and say like it was better than Thor: Love and Thunder. I said okay,
Okay.
that's good, but that's a low bar. Like that's not like
Man.
I want to hear that it's better than Ant-Man 2. Like Ant-Man 2 is a good movie.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want, like it's one of those ones you don't think about so much when but you put it on, you're like, that's pretty good. I actually recently started rewatching the first Captain Marvel. I watched the first half of it yesterday and like tonight or whatever, which I'm not gonna have time, but I was like, oh, I'll just watch the second half. And I'm like, it's actually pretty good. Like if people go back and actually sit there and watch it like at home, it's actually not that bad. People joke on that movie, but it's very classic Marvel origin story. Very hits the beats that you need. And the CGI is not bad and it's good. Um, but yeah, like they do need to have a stronger presence than just being, mediocre. That's what it sounds like it's coming across.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to change subjects here, but while we're talking about this stuff with Marvel, talk about Loki, talk about all the stuff, like so right now we know that the actors strike seems to have come to an end. They're
Right.
reviewing and signing off final documents, but everything is moving forward. They've been told move forward as if this deal is done. So a lot of projects are starting to be resumed.
Yep.
Obed, just moments before we went live, I just saw this and I pulled it up and fact checked it. There's some dates that have been moved around, so I put that in the notes. But one of the big things here is Captain America Brave New World did get some reviews. And now that journalists are able to actually talk about it because they didn't want to talk about it before. But basically, Jeff Snyder, who I do trust, is pretty insider type reporter. Basically said that Captain America: Brave New World actually received negative test scores recently. There's three major sequences that will be cut, and reshoots are going to happen between January all the way up to May of next year. So the movie is not looking like it was in a good place at all, and it has to have extensive reshoots according to his sources, which again I do trust. He's worked for Variety and The Wrap and some big name places. So we're not just coming over here with comic book news saying it's bad. Like it's coming from a legit place. Okay, yes, I
Right.
threw the
Right.
name on the
Right.
bus. But like yeah. So when you see stuff like that, the fact that they couldn't say anything over that time because they probably would have already done these reshoots.
Right.
You would only hope that similar to the Daredevil situation, they took that time to say, let's stop, pause, evaluate, and talk about this thing before we just rush to put this out there.
Yeah.
So
Because
I love that most of it's been delayed, but I hope they can get it right when they
yeah,
reshoot.
4 months of reshoot is extensive.
That's redoing half the movie.
That's extensive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, on a Marvel schedule, that's probably the whole movie.
pretty much.
Like,
Yeah,
because their schedules, like they're known to be pretty quick. Like
yeah,
they're not freaking like Scorsese shooting over 8 months or whatever. They it says like this is remember
yeah.
you gotta remember they're a factory, right? And
That's true.
they gotta move.
Yep.
So like this is big. Like this is a
Yeah.
big deal
Yeah.
change. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
a big
that's
deal.
very interesting, man.
And I actually was excited for this project. Sam Wilson's Captain America, I'm indifferent. Like I knew they were going to do something new and different, but I think it was more so just because of like the cast of characters that were rumored to be in it. And I was like the Red Hulk stuff, and so like I love Hulk. I want more Hulk stuff, and like
Right. Harrison Ford and all, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
like there's enough stuff about it that made me be like I actually was very interested in this one. So to hear this is like oh gosh, like please, 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 please get this
Bro,
right
like you gotta
because
get Harrison Ford for 4 more months. This was like
stop.
old grumpy old man. Reshoot this garbage
There'll be real
script.
General Ross out there.
Like there were rumors out there that he was saying that script was garbage, right? It was like Harrison
Yeah, there
Ford, he was
was.
complaining about it, right?
Yep.
So, dude, I was like, what the heck?
And Harrison Ford knows a good script. He kind of knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he knows how to complain about it. It's fine. He's a grumpy old guy now. It's like, but yeah. I mean, he's always been kind of grumpy. Even when you look like at all
Star
interviews,
Wars.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. It's like they got to do something, right? And they those rumors that were flying around that they're working on getting the OG crew back and all that's probably true. Like I think RDJ was out there saying stuff this
Yeah,
week, right, about it.
well, yeah, and that's the thing. At the Marvels premiere, the headlines kept going all around. Oh, Kevin Feige shoots down that gone to he's not thought about bringing them back or whatever. Dude, if you watch the video, like people stop with these taking a tweet, a caption, and taking as gospel. Watch the videos.
Right,
You sit there and watch it when the person asks him the question. His exact answer is, "We'll have to wait and see."
right.
That's exactly what he says.
That's
That's
not
not a
shutting it
no.
down. That's not
That's
shutting it
saying
down.
that it's very possible.
Right,
Like he's not saying he's just saying like I can't say oh for certain it's happening. Now when it came to the Star Wars thing, he made that clear. Look, my
right.
project is no
His
longer
the
happening.
project.
Right.
It's no longer
The
happening.
project's no longer happening, which we had already heard from reputable places before
Right,
saying, hey, that there's multiple projects that are deaded and that was one of them.
right. So the
So
thing with that is that um, I guess we can use this as a
yeah, go ahead.
um, we can move over, but there was a rumor because I don't have it. I didn't put it in my notes, but the rumor was that yeah, his project is done, but that he is in talks to take over Star Wars within the next like 3 years.
Yes.
So potentially, right? I don't want to. So we know for a fact that Kathleen Kennedy is going to stay until next year, until October next year or August, whenever her contract's
Oh,
due.
wait. I thought she was gone. I
No,
thought
she's not gone. Nope. I said that if she's gonna be gone, it's gonna be end of October,
these,
begin first
these
week of
people's
November.
thumbnails told me
No, bro.
she'd been gone last year.
No, since 2019, dude. She's been
According to
fired.
some accounts,
She's
she's
been
been gone
fired
for
every
forever.
other
But it's
month,
still her fault.
and I'm still it, dude. And I told you guys,
You
you
said
guys
it.
come in and know, I was like, oh, no, a lot of times a bunch of noobs, but dude, I was
You
here.
called exactly beat for
I
beat.
told you guys, it's like, bro, Bob Chapek leaves before Kathleen Kennedy does.
It's on video, folks.
It's
And
like,
that was a bold statement,
dude,
but it was
she's not
100%
she's not
true.
going anywhere. She's gonna end up quote unquote retiring,
Yeah, they're
right?
going to retire.
And then someone's gonna take over, right? Is Kevin Feige the right person? Probably. It
If you had
seems
to take a guess, right?
right.
Like I would spin the dice.
It seems like he is the right person, right? Based on his track record and his love for the franchise because he is a huge Star Wars fan.
We know he's a Star Wars guy.
So, based on that, I think they would be in good hands. That said, right, who would take over Marvel? Would that then be, um, it, God, where's his name is gone from my head? Happy Hogan,
Oh, John
John
Favreau.
Favreau. Thank you. So I had an old man moment here.
Well, you got his character name. At least you got
Yeah,
that.
right,
That
right, right.
worked.
So, would that mean that he would take over Marvel? Like potential, like
I didn't think of that.
dude, like John Favreau, like basically built like Phase One,
He did. They followed his design, like
right,
story wise, aesthetic,
right,
comedy beats. Like he created the Marvel formula for television
right,
for
for
movies.
movies. So he would be the right person. So I could if you're gonna go ahead and flip that, I'll take it. Right. At this point, I'll take it. I think. See, I I like Dave. I don't think Dave should be in charge. I think Dave should be in charge of stories, not of.
Studio.
It's clear. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's clear that he's got weaknesses, like we saw with Ahsoka, right? Um, he can probably give us a better story and continue the lore than produce. Like it's clear that he has some weaknesses there. So or direct, right? As a director, I think he's fine. I don't. He doesn't move my needle too much. But but when it comes to like the storytelling, then I'm okay with that. So yeah, man. I mean that's a good that's a good trade. I'll take that, right? But Kathleen is like, I get guys. I'm telling you, as I told you guys, it's like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen end of October, first week of November. It's not going to happen until at least August of next year when her contract's due. Because Chapek renewed her contract a year ago, 2 years. It's not going to happen until at least September of next year. At the end, end of
Between
August,
now and then.
right? But before that, it's not going to happen.
No.
So I don't care what Mike Zero and all the other guys on YouTube that say they have sources about her email
Clickbait.
getting disconnected, and no, man, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right? I know a lot of us would love that, right? But
Yeah,
that's
we want that to be the
right,
case.
right, right. But that's not right. So, and again, we want these franchises to thrive. We want them to be what they want once were. So that's why we're rooting for them to be the best, right? And for the, I guess I don't want to say the people that want to ruin it because they don't, right? And they're in the. I don't think there's malicious intention behind it, at least from the top, right? From the yeah, every whenever there's food there's cockroaches, but
Yeah. Yep.
it's one of those things, right? But if you put a strong leader that understands the vision, understand what the franchise means, not to them, but to old fans, new and are able to cater to new fans, that's the way to go. So yeah, we tough love again for Disney because we love the company and we would just want to see them do well. But you got to make tough choices. So
The one thing I will add with specifically Kevin Feige and Star Wars, and this is a huge if, like we're just totally just talking about just based on speculation because the source that I saw it come from is one of those like 50-50. It's enough that like it could be true, but like maybe just like seeds of it. But anyways, if he were to come into Star Wars, I think the reason I would like it is because yes, we know he's a fan of Star Wars, but even though Star Wars is a huge, vast, big world and there's a lot of stuff going on in it, at the end of the day, there's not as much projects that he would have to worry about the same way that he's had to do with Marvel. Where Marvel's kind of on its own become so many different storylines that you're trying to connect into one thing With Star Wars, he could just like, let's just say, I'm not saying this is what they're going to do, but let's just say they wanted to go back to the episodic films for whatever reason, right?
Right.
Like he could come in and focus just on getting those right, and in between get a couple, Disney Plus shows, which is what supposedly, based on all the leaks from the big bombshell article that came out, we talked about on the podcast a bit ago, was that Feige had been stretched too thin, and he's been known in the industry before he even got the Marvel gig. He was known from as a producer in Hollywood as someone who was very good at post production. He would come in and he would a project would have already been shot, and he would come in and cut scenes and put it together to tell a really good cohesive story. And he was really good at like editing projects in the end. That was his specialty. And you saw that happen a lot with Marvel, where even certain films that maybe you were like not as good, like it would still come together and be cohesive at the end
Right.
for like phase one stuff, whatever. And as Marvel become so and so more big, he's not been able to do that. He's kind of just let the creators create their own stuff, and
Yep.
we saw for that fall apart. Where with
Right.
this, there's not too much. He could focus on just coming in and get that one story right.
Exactly. Yep. And I think he got overextended. It's like he can't be on top of all these projects at the same time, and you know he needs to delegate. That's the
Yeah,
as a quality of a leader is able to delegate, and he did that.
it's true.
He did what he had to do. Right. Problem is that when you delegate, um,
The wrong people.
She-Hulk too. I'm gonna be very
The wrong
specific.
people.
I'm gonna be very specific. When you
Yeah.
delegate She-Hulk to a bunch of amateurs, that's what you get, right? It's like I don't know. So that's the problem, right? You need to delegate, but you need to delegate on the right people. You just can't. Hey, rookies, here you go, make it happen, and then oof, what the heck is this?
Did you see that? Not to change something, but did you see the IGN clip with the interview with the director of the Marvels and talking about her inspiration from like Children of Advent and like The Last of Us and Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff? Did you see this clip going around?
No, no, no.
Yeah, dude. People were like, this lady's like a legit gamer, bro.
Oh, interesting.
Like she was like going into detail about like her inspirations. Then when you get to check it out, I was laughing. I was like, say what?
Oh, I did see like an article that she was like inspired and like yeah, not Advent Children and yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't read the article. I did see the headline. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, watch. It's a short video on like
Okay.
IGN when they interview her. She
Oh,
talks.
okay, okay.
It's great. Yeah,
That's cool. That's interesting. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Um, yeah, man. Well, I mean, keeping it Disney. uh, so we talked about it last week that they are acquiring the rest of Hulu, but now what I predicted that was going to happen is happening. They're merging these apps. So uh, if you're paying for the bundle, it's going to be I guess a seamless transition, right? And then I'm guessing this would be a new app, or they're probably going to update and then they're going to lock certain content behind the bundle subscription. I think didn't Discovery used to do that, right? I think Discovery Plus used to do that. They would give you some
he did.
content out there, and then some content will be like under lock for like paid content.
Peacock
I think
has done
Peacock does that.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Peacock does that. Yep. So yeah, that's it's happening. So yeah, man. It's I mean amongst many other things that got announced from Disney today, I guess. So, but yeah, are you, Joe, going to
It
go ahead and
just
bundle it?
it just makes sense. Like
You gotta
there
do
people
it.
are complaining about there's too many apps, too many different whatever. And it's not even just like the cost mechanism, because that's already something that gets people to like people aren't inclined to do it when they have to pay for two separate things. If they see it merged together, like, well, at least I got all this content in one place, they'll pay for it, I think. As long as again you're not, abusing that.
Right.
But at the same extent, like you're offering a variety of content and you're also getting people to watch content that they wouldn't have gotten if they didn't have these subscriptions. Like there's some people who have they don't give two licks about Disney, right? Like they're not a Disney people. They just watch Hulu and they watch, New Girl or whatever shows that's on there. That's their favorite. And that's great. That's good for them. But if they had access to Disney Plus content, naturally, what are they going to do? They're going to surf through and be like, huh, maybe I should watch this. And so you're going to get more exposure for the brand. The fact that they bought that majority ownership just a week before, like this only makes sense from like a brand, from just like we already saw that the increase in Bob Iger was talking about it yesterday about the increase in subscribers. They were projected to
Right.
have 148 million subscribers. They got to 150 instead. So they actually surpassed some of their numbers. He credited. I was watching the CNBC interview, and he said, there's still strong numbers behind Elemental, Guardians 3, and The Little Mermaid on Disney Plus, and like that helps, like having that kind of content people just kind of jump between to watch. And I think that's the same thing you could see here with Hulu now bringing that merger in. Like people like you who have not seen Prey
Right.
are gonna. That's one of the things you're
Right.
gonna watch between now and March of next year when you get it, and it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Let's give us another one. So it's good exposure all around.
Yeah, exactly. See, I would rather give my $10 to Disney and get the bundle than to split stream and not have a service available for me to be able to
Oh
stream
man, the
my podcast to
savagery.
the internet. So, yeah, man. I may go for this bundle because there's stuff in Hulu
Yeah,
that I want to watch. So
yeah,
for a long time, like freaking One Punch Man season 2. It's in
yeah.
they have exclusivity with it. So here's the thing, right? With Hulu getting into Disney Plus, now they have anime. Now, how are they going to expand that? Because they
They have
gotta
to.
they have to jump on it, right? Like Netflix is doing a great job with that,
Yeah,
right? I mean, not to mention Sony consolidated their stuff. Like they're like Sony's on top of anime right now. They own it, right? But Netflix is no slouch. Like they've come out very aggressively and they've gotten a lot of content. So I think now's the time for Disney to take the opportunity now that Hulu
totally.
has the content and push it, man, push it, because you gotta win those anime people back, man. Honestly, and I mean, yeah, we'll see. That should be coming out soon, right? Did they give us a date? It was like they said very soon, right?
Yeah, it was March of next year is
March of
what I
next
saw
year.
between now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's spring 2024. Yeah. So okay, cool, and yeah. So I guess they did okay. Yeah, overall, like you mentioned, again, parks making a ton of money, but uh, you know, so here's the thing with parks, right? And this is gonna be because this is I really freaking care about the parks, right?
yeah.
And that's the part that gets
That's
that's the part that really hurts me every time
go for
because
it.
you're increase like unattainable prices. Like these things are out of control, and then you keep cutting back. Like I would rather spend those $60 billion or whatever instead of just building new stuff and going crazy and building another new park, bro. Why not just make everything freaking work and not bring classic stuff back. Bring the old Journey into Imagination. Bring the crazy Epcot stuff. Bring, you know, update what you have. Right? It's like those animatronics. I don't want to see. I don't want to. I don't want to go into parts of the Caribbean the next time I go and see a pirate having a seizure. Like I don't want to see that. Right? I want to see updated stuff. Make it refresh what you already have because what you already have is iconic. You don't have to
I
reinvent
save a lot more
yourself.
money doing it that way too.
You don't have to reinvent yourself. Yes, I would take Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom and give it the Tokyo treatment. What Tokyo's doing with it. They're going to just rebuild the entire thing. I would totally do that. Now that you have Tron and you have a roller coaster to keep people, you know, happy for a little bit, you don't have to redo the exterior of the building like Tokyo's doing because Tokyo's doing they're demolishing it, they're rebuilding the entire thing. But you can make it look nice outside. Come on, give it a fresh coat of paint, make it look nice, but then redo the entire interior. Just like blow my socks off with the ride itself. Make it a
Totally.
modern roller coaster in space with how it was supposed to be in the beginning. So like that's the best example I can give you, like Space Mountain, and then friggin' finish Animal Kingdom, whatever the changes are, right? That's great. It needs it, and then finish Epcot. Like I'm not I refuse to go to Epcot again until I there's not a barrier around. Finish the damn park. Dude, it's like,
Supposedly, they're still say on their website like between now and next year, but
yeah.
we're in November. Like,
hmm
I
They're
don't
behind.
know.
They're behind.
They have to
Yeah.
be.
Also, just to throw it out there, right? It's like with parks, Universal already started hiring people for Epic Universe. Like, like they already started. So you guys gotta make it happen, right? And I think that's the best you could do with that money. It's like don't go too crazy, don't do crazy expand, don't do another park. Make what you have better, and yeah, expand and build, right? But I would take care of what you have first, and then go and do new stuff.
Which to me is pretty much what they announced at this last D23. Like all the stuff they announced, generally speaking, I was a fan of. I know some people didn't like that they were updating Dinosaur and making Indiana Jones and stuff like
That's
that. Well,
fine.
like all this stuff. But to me, like as long as everything they make is new and works, I'm good with it. Like
Right.
I personally think all the direction that they announce that they're going in, as long as they can execute that, like just focus in on that. Don't get distracted with anything. You don't need to make another major announcement. That was your big announcement. Now just get it done over these next couple of years.
Totally.
Like go for it. I want to see them really focus in. But yeah, man, interesting times with Universal
Yeah.
clamping at and seeing
Yeah.
an Achilles heel, and they want to see a very successful 2025. They've got limited time, Disney.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I'm happy to see them double down on ESPN. I'm not gonna comment too much on that, Joe, because
Well,
I think there's stuff that's happening that I I I don't want to comment. But if you know, you know.
yep,
So,
yeah.
um, and yeah, that's overall good. Good job, guys. Hey, you're doing it. It's like Bob. Finally, some good news, Bob.
Good.
See, see. Bob. It's like, oh, here we go. I got it. Oh yeah. So, no, finally good news, man, and um, I'm hoping you guys keep the ball rolling, and you gotta when it comes to parks again, get your stuff, get fix what you got, then do new stuff, and then you know if Marvel hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. So Star Wars already hit it, so it's up to you guys now to make it happen.
Last hope.
Last yeah, the last hope. It was like, oh, that should be the title for the for episode 9, the last hope. It's like a new hope and the last Jedi together, right? So
Wow.
there you go. Joel said it here first and all the time. Joel, we spoke about the possibility of a Nintendo cinematic universe. Speaking of, I guess, Universal, right? And it was announced yesterday that The Legend of Zelda is getting a live action movie. Hold on, hold on. This is co-produced by Sony Pictures. Oh,
Oh, Nintendo and
and Avi
Sony.
Arad as a producer. So
Oh,
we know Avi Arad started. He was a producer for Marvel, right? And
he was all the Spider-Man movies.
yeah, exactly. Because he's been around for a while, right? And he was supposed to be the one that got the rights for the Metal Gear movie from Kojima to Sony, and like he's well connected. He's fine. Like people are saying, it's like, oh man, this guy's trash.
His
He's
track record is rough.
it's
Like in
rough,
his
but
last couple years has not been that good.
yeah, but you got Shiggy, the dude. Like Shiggy, like is gonna be his input,
Oh, I
and
agree. I
he's
agree.
not
I think
gonna
so was fine. Yeah,
he's
I
not
think
gonna
so.
be yeah. I think he's gonna be just the one making the stuff, the business part of it happen, I think Miyamoto is gonna be more of the producer on the movie.
Oh, sure,
So
sure.
um and yeah, so it's gonna happen. They did announce that is gonna be directed by the guy that did the was the Maze Runner movies, right?
Yeah, which I did
Yeah,
like those.
Westball. Yeah,
Yep.
and then he's directing the next Planet of the Apes. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
the screenwriter from Jurassic World. It's
It's looking good.
cautiously optimistic, right? We're
Yeah,
all
Jurassic World, I understand,
yeah.
but
I like the first one. I think the first one's fine.
yeah,
I think the first one's pretty good.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, cautiously optimistic as we were with Mario, right? We all know that Mario turned out to be pretty good, and I really enjoyed it. Um, it's gonna come down to casting, dude. Do you think that they will actually try and get Tom Holland to be Link?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't think they'll do it.
Okay.
Dude, this
Too old.
no, I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
too old. I don't think Tom Holland will do it.
Okay. All right.
Tom Holland's in a unique space right now as an actor. He's about to go back to doing Spider-Man again and probably take a few projects in between because most of the stuff he's done outside of it he's got a little the Chris Hemsworth effect, which is not something that big studios are looking for. Uncharted didn't do that good,
Right.
right? But anyways, great news. Good, director. All this, like all of it, all sides sounds great. Universal's on a win streak. They've made billions of dollars from their Mario movie. So uh they're looking for another home run with Zelda. Like that's the perfect transition. Let that have its own thing.
Yep.
Live action, interesting. If it would have
Yeah.
been animation,
Right.
people would have made the assumption right away. Crossover is going to be coming at some point. They're making this clear. Live action is going to be its own separate thing. Fine with this. I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
But regardless, like ironically, yesterday even there was the leak, the one Universal intern that leaked, hey, Shrek 5 is still being in the works. I'm putting it on their LinkedIn. And that's how that whole thing got leaked
No,
about Shrek 5 that
I
they're
didn't
working
see
on.
that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Check it out when you get a
What?
chance. It's hilarious. Shrek 5 got leaked through LinkedIn
Wow.
and it get removed there, but they're working on that one. Uh Obviously,
Man,
this project.
yeah, I've seen like didn't was it Assassin's Creed or something that got leaked out like that too? So like someone in
Something like that,
LinkedIn
yeah.
put it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's gonna be
crazy.
going through Netflix. But like, it's just interesting. Like Universal clearly has a clear plan in place, and they're keeping on with franchises that are like Shrek is a household name. Smart, make another one. Obviously Mario. They referred to it in their last business meeting as the Mario franchise.
Right.
So they're making it clear they're
Oh,
gonna make a lot more of those,
totally.
which we knew.
Totally. Yeah.
And then now they're trying to build another franchise. I love that. Like, take your time with it, get it right.
Right.
You keep saying Universal's in a great
They're in
position
a great spot,
to
dude.
do exactly what needs to be done.
Like they again, they saw the opportunity and they took it, right? And now they're stealing Disney's Halloween candy. So, uh, yeah, I you gotta be like you gotta. I don't want to say that you gotta be ruthless, right? But you have to know
Not
when
even.
you gotta know when to make your moves, right?
It's
And
Cobra Kai over here.
they have been
Strike
very
first, strike hard.
right. Well, no, yeah, no mercy, but they've been able to not only strike first and strike hard, um, strike where they're supposed to strike at,
Yes.
right? It's like, oh, Disney movies are doing this. It's like, no, we're staying legit to the story. Oh, Disney parks are doing this. It's like, nah, bro, we're just keeping this thing in our parks, right? So they've been counter punching at every turn, and they've done a great job. So
Just this last week, I already spoke to another person who just told me like, yeah, I'm gonna switch over to Universal, like on their annual
really,
passing. And
wow,
I mean, it's happening because money is expensive, and you know what? The product Universal has is consistent.
right, totally, yeah, bro. It's gonna be interesting. All right, so Joel, PS5 Slims are out there in the wild. already,
Yep.
and you can actually get there's a Spider-Man bundle, there's a, Call of Duty bundle, there's just by itself, there's the digital, there's the OG PS5, there's Spider-Man, there's all the PS5s are available right now. So, so yeah, and there was a teardown done, and they showed that not much has changed. Actually, um, it seems like they just consolidated the tech a little bit better inside the machine to make it smaller. It's not that much smaller compared to the other one, which is why they're not calling it slim, right? I think
Right.
that's smart, right?
Yep.
They just kept the same name. It was like, oh yeah, this is just a redesign. We're not calling it anything different because it's not, right? But did you see, Joel, that the digital version, not I'm sorry, not the this version of the PS5 is the same as the digital version. You can remove. No, you didn't see
No.
that. You can remove the Blu-ray drive, and it has a connector, like a proprietary connector at the bottom. It's the
So you
same
said
thing.
it. It has. That's why it has to have that download thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So you just gotta drive. It's probably needs to download a driver or something.
You said this.
Yeah,
Wow. You were dead on right.
yeah. I told you, dude. So yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's just that you get the disc drive with it already. So there's really no reason to buy the digital version right now,
No,
right?
I see.
Unless
Yeah.
you do want to, save yourself the $50 and you're not, unless your library is 100% digital, right?
Right.
And you're not interested in adding the drive, then that's fine. But if you have the opportunity to go for the one with the disc, go for that. And yeah, so on top of that, Sony revealed their Q2 sales. PS5 reaches 46.5 million units sold, and Spider-Man with the record-breaking was 4 million in copies in 10 days, right?
It's insane.
So or 11 days. So they yeah, fastest selling Sony game in history. And yeah, it seems like they're doing pretty good. So their I guess their revenue is down uh, from the rest of the company, but PlayStation is still doing very very well. Um, I know that Sony is having a really good push with TVs lately. Like a lot of people are going for, they're just like, oh yeah, they suddenly remembered that Sony actually made good TVs, and start yeah, what a shocker, right? Um,
I know.
and Sony's doing a much better. I think Sony's also doing much better because they realized it and they've had more budget friendly models too.
Yeah.
So that's really helped them a lot. I'm still super happy with my X90 from last year model. It works great. It has all the Bravia XR features and was auto latency, auto low
Yeah.
latency and VRR and all that. So I'm super happy with it. Um, but they done a really good job at diversifying their TVs. Like they have a TV, a budget. You want a good budget TV, get a Sony, right? You also
Yeah.
want a good high end TV, you can also buy a Sony, right? They have the entire line. So I think they're doing really well with that. But there was an announcement today that they are delaying most of their games as a service projects. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see a little bit of
Yeah.
that.
So it seems like whatever we talked about last time about the that lady that worked at PlayStation that was let go, and Jim Ryan, right? Kind of like around the
Yeah.
same time. It's making sense now, right? I think from what I heard, they had like 12 games planned or 12 games as service projects announced, and they've cut their they delayed over half of them. So makes sense that what we heard about Jim Ryan leaving or retiring, and then the this lady retiring, and then David Jaffe comes out and says, like, no, she was let go because this thing, right? It's kind of making sense now. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, PlayStation is still having a great year this year.
Totally.
Really good sales out there right now. I don't know if you saw all the dual senses are on sale. The plates are on sale.
$49 or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
that's a really good price. That's really aggressive for the holidays. That Spider-Man bundle, dude, that's gonna do really really good.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like okay, so you're an average consumer. Would you get the console that comes with Spider-Man or the one that comes with Diablo 4?
And Spider-Man, no brainer.
No brainer.
That's like, yeah.
No, that it's not
It's like
even
Spider-Man or Spider-Man. Like,
right, right. And I
I don't
understand,
hear any
right?
other
I don't
options.
right. It's like I'm not dissing on Diablo 4. I know
No, I'm sure it's
it's a
fine.
fine game,
Yeah.
right? But that's a game that does not. That's a hardcore game that
Yeah.
doesn't speak. It's like oh yeah, we're going to here you go. Here's our Elden Ring bundle. Like the game's not gonna fly with all everyone, right? So
No. Little
it's a
Billy's not gonna get that at launch.
little Billy is gonna get stuck on the tutorial cave, and have a have a real good time against the soldier of Godric.
Poor little Billy. He's gonna be
Little
so
Billy.
frustrated.
Yep. So yeah, it's a good bundle. It's out there. If you guys are looking for a PS5, now's the time for sure. So actually, the Series S had a really good bundle. They were, I think was it Best Buy or Walmart? One of the two. I think it was Best Buy. It was a 3 month Game Pass and an extra controller for 280.
Oof.
So that's a pretty good deal. So you got three months worth of games there, and you can re up. So still not bad. But on the other end, Joel, Nintendo has come out also and said that the Switch has reached 132 million units, dude. How crazy is that, man?
Not even like it's not even shocking anymore, just because I talk to so many people like on a daily basis of just that just even like your casuals, like those who love game. It's like everyone has one. Like it's just that's just how it is. Like
Right.
who do you have a Switch? Oh, it's if you don't have it, it's your sister, your brother, your like someone everyone knows
We
somebody who
have
has one.
two. We have
We have
two
two,
here.
right? In your own
So
house,
I
right?
had I had it within reach this time. The Pro.
There it is.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
There
See,
it is.
this controller is good, man. I really like this controller. Like,
But it takes me back to the Wii days where everyone had a Wii and like that was just the
right,
thing. But this is even better. This is next level.
dude. Yeah, and so Nintendo came out and said, or they asked the president of Nintendo about the successor. They
Yeah.
and he goes, it's like there's nothing coming out. It's a Switch. Here you go. It's the same
'Cause-
thing that they used to do. Do you remember the what was it when the DS was coming out and they asked Reggie um
Oh
about the
yeah.
Game Boy Advance and it was like no, this is plan of our three-stage strategy, right? It's like we're gonna have the DS and the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance and there's gonna be like a three tier like a three thing happening at the same time. So so yeah, man, it's like we know what's up. It's like they can come out and say it, right? It's probably not gonna be that
Totally.
way. But Tears of the Kingdom, 19.5 million units. It'll reach 20 here, before the end of the year. Um, Incredible numbers from Nintendo. Pikmin 4, dude, is like 2.61 million units. Um, they're doing very very well. 50.2% of their sales are digital. Like they don't have to go through a middleman. And the Switch is a console that would benefit from you going all digital
Yeah.
because it's a handheld. So the more you have on it at any given time, the better, right?
Right. Right.
So yeah, man, this is overall good news. Solid numbers. Waiting for Xbox. They don't share numbers anymore. They're doing their. They only care about Game Pass subscribers at this point. They don't care about units sold, to be honest. So, that's their thing. They're their service now. They
Right.
don't care about how many Xboxes they sell. They care about how many Game Pass subscribers they have. So
Totally.
yeah, man, good stuff. I don't know if you have anything to share about that, but pretty good numbers if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't really have anything to add to it, but no, it's completely fair.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's good stuff. And out of nowhere today, we get the announcement that the Steam Deck is getting an
Yeah,
OLED model that looks very, very nice. I mean, the Steam Deck is was very enticing back then. Um, it's even more so now. So 549 and 649 for the 512 and the 1 terabyte models. They're gonna be available starting on the 16th of this month. And yeah, man, it's uh it's a
uh,
good little console, man. It's like it truly is the next gen uh handheld.
handled. Yeah.
So
This is good. This is good for the industry. Like this is good to have another um not the conglomerates of your your Sony and your Nintendo and your Xbox, but having clearly there's a huge passionate community of the Steam community playing their games, and to give them a console, a handheld console that can support this high end graphics. Like this is really really good for pushing innovation and competition within the industry, and not letting people just become comfortable with the status quo, because now,
right,
like, okay, Nintendo clearly doing great, clearly doing well. Like we talked about before about how they're looking to make sure that their next Switch, or whatever you want to call it, is going to end up being, able to support some high end gamings and processors, right? So this is good, again, just pushing the industry forward.
right,
I'm glad that this is there. It's not for me, but I think it's a good console. I think it's a good option. Pricing should be a little lower. They need it to be between 400 and 500, but I understand what you get out of it is also pretty special too.
right. Yeah, no, totally. Um, yeah, the ability to play some of these PC games on the go is just incredible. So yeah, man, it's good stuff. Jones, what we got? Let's go ahead and I will try to get you guys on YouTube up and running as soon as I can, and
Absolutely.
I will definitely have a discussion with Splitstream, and we'll see where that goes. So, Joel, take it
For
away,
sure.
man.
There will be negotiations. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for joining with us on this podcast. And make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed. So we're on podcast platforms of your choice, places like Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. Find us, subscribe to us, write a review on these podcast platforms. We really appreciate that. You can also subscribe to No Load Time on YouTube. That's No Load Time on YouTube. Like the videos, write comments. We really need that support. Really appreciate the support. We're not asking you to send us money. We're asking you just to press some buttons. That really helps support us, and that's really really going to help us as we continue to grow. Additionally, follow us on social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time on Facebook, X, Threads, TikTok, Instagram. We're on there. Follow us. You can also follow us on Twitch. No Load Times, No Load Time altogether. If you're watching a video version right now, you'll see those handles down below. Additionally, last but not least, if you have a question, comment, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. And maybe we'll even talk about what you send in on a future episode. Thank you all so much, and we look forward to being with you on our next one.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.